Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and the channel is The Everyday Card Collector. Happy Friday. Friday means Beyond the Cardboard, episode 3. We'll kind of go through some of the items that I've got for today, but this might be a little bit longer of a video because I've got a backstory for these items and quite a few items to show. So the intro may be a little bit longer. As the title indicated, I have these items because of two heroes. Two heroes to me at least. One of the heroes being my father. Obviously, my dad is my hero. He helped raise me. He helped teach me the things I needed to know to become a dad. He was an awesome, or is an awesome dad, and has kind of shown me the way on how to be a man, right? That's what dads do. That's what good dads do. So obviously, he's my hero no matter what. But in this particular case, there's a second meaning behind that. My dad also served in a foreign war. My dad was drafted in 1967 and served his country in Vietnam in 1968. And I always found it kind of interesting because as a young kid, I would ask my dad questions about that, you know, just general questions. What was it like? How long were you there? And my dad is a pretty reserved man, a quieter guy in comparison to me. Those who watch these videos who know me well, know I'm a pretty loud guy. I can be pretty obnoxious. I like to have a good time. And my dad's much more reserved and quiet. So we're kind of opposite in that manner. Back to asking him those questions as a kid, he would kind of just keep it to himself. And he was well within his right. That's how he chose. My dad is just a quiet man and kind of keeps to himself in that manner. But as time went on, and we get a little bit older, my dad had some circumstances happen in his life in the last 3 or 4 years where he actually got to get in touch with some of the men he served with. So I'm 50 years old, so my dad is 75. So, as I stated, he was a pretty reserved, or is a pretty reserved man, and didn't really talk about this a lot. So from the time that I was, a young kid, till the time I was 45 or 47, we didn't hear much about his experiences there. But as I mentioned, in recent years, he's gotten in touch with some of those that he served with, and I think that's awesome. I think it's fantastic, and he's kind of opened up a little bit about this to me, which I find absolutely fascinating. I also think it's important. It's part of our legacy as a family. It's an important part of our legacy as a family, and quite honestly, I think he should be proud of that. But back to some of the gentlemen he's spoken with in the last couple of years. He's gotten to become good friends or get reacquainted with guys he knew when he was 18 years old, and now they're in their 70s. It just so happens that one of the gentlemen he's pretty close to had contacted him and said he's got a bunch of sports memorabilia stuff, and he said he didn't know what to do with it. My dad had mentioned to him that I have this channel and I collect baseball cards. So this gentleman reached out to me and gave me a call and said, I've got some stuff for you. And I've never met this man. When I spoke to him about this collection, it was the first time I spoke to him. He did serve with my dad in 1968. Some of the details that I do know is that they were close enough to be involved in some pretty heavy stuff. So, that weighs on you, I guess, or, that kind of ties you into each other forever, is what I should say. And they've become good friends. So I spoke to this gentleman, and he just sent me a giant box of stuff, some awesome stuff. And I wanted to show it on Beyond the Cardboard. This is the episode I've been talking about for a couple weeks. And I had to go through the box. I had to figure out what I have. He sent me so much stuff that in this video, it's just going to be a small snippet of some of the things that he had sent me. But I was blown away by that. A man who's never met me, doesn't know me from Adam, has a relationship with my father and a bond with my father that was formed, 55, 60 years ago, whatever the case may be. And here I am, the lucky recipient of some pretty cool stuff. So that's the second hero in this backstory. It's my father's the hero number one, and then his friend who he served with and stays in touch with now, is the hero number 2. So that was the 2 heroes I was speaking of in the title of this video. But some pretty cool stuff, guys. I'm excited to show this. This is stuff that's always going to stay in my collection because it has some personal meaning to me and means a little bit to me, based on the backstory I just gave you. And there's a lot more detail to it, but I like to keep some of that to myself. And you know, just that's the rough outline of the story, if you will. But I'm really excited to show you some of this stuff, so we'll kind of go through it. We'll take a peek. I'll try and explain it the best I can, because I just got this stuff a couple weeks ago. So again, let's take a peek at this stuff and have a good time. So let's get into it. All right, so let's roll through some of the stuff that my dad's friend actually sent to me. And as I mentioned, it was a giant box full of a lot of stuff, guys. So this will be a small snippet. I'll probably do another Beyond the Cardboard down the road here, where I include some more of the elements that he or some of the items that he sent to me. But you know, it's not too often that you get a giant box of sports memorabilia from somebody that you don't even know. And it's basically free of charge. I do feel like I know this gentleman just because of the way he's tied into my dad and their relationship. So, you know, I'm really excited to show some of this stuff up, or show some of this stuff to you guys just based on the backstory. So here's the first item. I'll try and back out the camera a little bit, guys. So that is my Troy Glaus bobblehead from the 2002 World Series. This gentleman was on the West Coast, or I believe still might even be, I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, that was one of the bigger items that was in the box. So it is kind of cool. You can see he's standing in the stadium. He's got the World Series trophy. He's holding the World Series trophy. Got a little 5 o'clock shadow going there, but just a cool item to have, right? Who doesn't love bobbleheads? Everybody's got to have a few. So I thought that was really cool. He also sent me a smaller statue of Mark McGwire, which really fit into my collection because it's when he was with the Cardinals, but it didn't make it through shipping. It kind of cracked. So I'm going to try and glue that up and try and get it back into pieces, or into one piece, and see if I can salvage it. But so here's some of the other stuff. So in the box was this audio book on Joe DiMaggio, The Hero's Life. And for all of the younger viewers out there, although my demographic is fairly older, these are cassettes. So, and I still do have a cassette player, so I am going to listen to this. I was pretty excited to see this. This is pretty cool. But it's a 4-part, 4 cassettes total, you know, audio book on Joe DiMaggio, A Hero's Life. So I thought that was really cool. Something neat to show on the channel. A lot of the stuff was these, and he had sent me a bunch of these. I have a ton of them, and I'll kind of rattle through a few. Commemorative envelopes that I'm assuming he may have collected through the post office or got them to the post office. So limited edition envelopes, and some of them are numbered. So this is from the 1998 World Series, Padres Yankees, which is pretty cool. Then there's a series of them here from the 2001 World Series, which was the Yankees in Arizona. So you can see there, that's the Yankees. That one there as well is the Yankees, which is pretty cool. And then they even made a couple for the Diamondbacks. So pretty cool stuff. Just great stuff to add to a collection, you know, beyond cards. Just real neat stuff. So I thought those were pretty cool. Got a few more here. This one's from the Colorado Rockies All-Star Game, 1998, which I think is pretty cool. You know, and they're all commemorative. They all have stamps on them in some way, shape, or form, which I think is neat. You know, some of them were numbered. I'm almost certain. Oh yeah, the next ones I'll be showing here are actually numbered. So that's kind of cool. Beautiful, right? The Colorado Rockies, the green and the purple. This one is from Super Bowl 30. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. And there you can see limited edition, one of 30,000. You know, just very cool stuff. Got the football stamp there for Super Bowl 30. I just think is kind of neat. And then this one is from Super Bowl 32. Green Bay Packers versus the Broncos. Got a Vince Lombardi stamp up there in the upper right. Limited edition, 1 out of 35,000. So just fun stuff, you know. Get these all organized, get them in a binder. Awesome talking pieces. What else we got here? This one we can't, I've kind of kept it. Let me see if I can get it out of here. Sorry guys, the camera might be shaking a little bit as I'm trying to open this up. I thought this was another neat piece, and I'll keep it kind of in the cellophane so you won't totally, well, let me see if I can take it out. But this is kind of falls in line with what I was just showing you, and I was able to get it out. I don't want to keep it out too long. So there's another commemorative envelope celebrating the century of the 1920s. It's a Babe Ruth stamp with a Roger Maris and a Babe Ruth image on it. Ruth and Maris, Yankee greats. So that, I thought that was pretty cool. And then a lot of stuff like this, guys, and I'll probably have to back up the camera for this, or maybe I can zoom out. Try that, there we go. So this is pretty cool. I thought was pretty cool. This is a all-star game program from 2006. I thought the cover was awesome with Jason Bay, Bill Mazeroski, Willie Stargell, and Roberto Clemente on it. I just thought that was really cool. You know, I was kind of thumbing through some of this. I don't want to thumb through it all, but yeah, very cool little, or very cool thick all-star game program. Oh, here's something really cool that I won't take out of the case. So this is an official program from the 1970 NBA playoffs with the Phoenix Suns. I did open this and kind of go through it, and some of the pages were kind of getting loose in the spine, so I don't want to take it out. But a couple cool players, you know, I was looking for players that, you know, meant something to me because this was before I was born. But Paul Silas was on this team, and Connie Hawkins was on this team. So a couple of cool, couple of pretty decent named players in my world, at least, you know, people I'm familiar with. Advertisement on the back. What is that, a beer? Yeah, A1 beer, never heard of it. So that's pretty cool. Oh, this is pretty cool and fairly new. So here's an official program from the last year's World Series. So Arizona Diamondbacks and Texas Rangers. So I thought that was awesome. And a bunch of these from different years, all-star games and things of that nature, and World Series. So, you know, like I said, as time goes on with this series, I'll show you guys some more, and we'll dive back into some of this stuff. Here is a Legend of the Sports memorabilia magazine of some sort, collector's edition, and they've got some postcards in there, you know, that aren't obviously aren't cut out, and some baseball cards. And so I'm trying to, I don't want to open it too far, guys, but those are the postcards. So it looks like a Steve Young, a Mickey Mantle, and a Ted Williams. There are some of the cards. You can see Akeem Olajuwon, Grant Hill, some Mickey Mantles up at the top, like full sheet of cards that obviously is uncut, which I thought was really cool. And then, yeah, this was kind of cool too. So Dunross Studios, and they're full pictures. And I was looking this up. I'll kind of pull this off to the side, guys. I think this was from '96. And this is the actual envelope, but let me see if I can open it. So you'll see here, it kind of came into in this portrait collection folder, and within the folder are individual large shots of some of the players. So there's Andrew Jones. Let's see what else I can find here. I don't want to get these two fingerprinted up. Hideo Nomo. You know, but just cool stuff like this. A giant box of cool stuff like this, right? From a gentleman who doesn't know me from Adams. Doesn't know me from Adam. And he was just kind enough to do this because he knows I love this kind of stuff. That's a cool one. Here's Barry Bonds. So, very cool stuff. But yeah, that's kind of quickly what I wanted to grab and show you guys. You know, there's so much that I still have to go through, and I actually want to read some of these programs, and I want to go through a few of them in a little bit more detail. You know, I just like this cover, this whole, I think that thing is cool, so I can't wait to listen to that. But you know, we'll go through some more of this stuff on future episodes. I want to take my time and go through it. I want to preserve this. I want to get it all organized, and there's a bunch more stuff. But you know, that's it in a nutshell for me, guys. This is a special edition of Beyond the Cardboard because, as I mentioned in the title, it involves two heroes, my father and my father's friend, who both served for our country, and I think that deserves a certain amount of respect. So to my dad's friend Frank, I'd like to thank you for the awesome gift. It was fantastic. I'd also like to thank you for the service you provided for this country. And to my dad, I'd like to thank you for being my dad. And all the things you've done for me and my family and everybody in the family, and also for the service that you provided for our country. I love you, and that should be well respected by others too. So I just kind of wanted to let everybody know that. I don't get too sappy, so that's about as sappy as I'll get, but this is out of respect to my dad and my dad's friend Frank. Thank you guys so much. It's because of you that I have this awesome stuff in my collection. So that's it, everybody. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, please feel free to like and subscribe. You know, it'd be greatly appreciated. And until the next video, we'll talk then. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.